Greetings shippers, welcome back, and it's time for another edition of Fics Recced Friday, the series where I share a bunch of recs with you guys, some recced by me and others recced by you. This week, it's all recced by you. Fics from your recs right back at ya. I always appreciate you leaving them, so thank you so much. Before we get started, because we're going to be talking about fics, we of course have to do our disclaimer. You can expect to see a wide array of fics on this series, from the dark, to the taboo, to the overplayed trope, to the rival pairing, to pretty much anything you can think of. So it must be reiterated that this is not a bashing space. There's no need to seek out reader-writer-wrecker for harassment. Different strokes for different folks. If any of these recs don't sound like they will be for you, well then hopefully one of the others will, or one of the many recs that people leave down below, which are amazing. Check them out. Fandom can be fundom, but we do have to work to keep it that way. Quick, lickety split. Also stick around because I do have an announcement at the end of this. Last thing, if you haven't already, please do follow on social media to stay up to date, know when we're streaming, and just come on over and chit chat about fandom. It is a good time, I swear. And now, let's get to these recs. The first one, you're not ready. You're not even ready. This rec comes to us from Thina Zanello. I'm usually kind of shy about the fanfics I read, but when I found that gem, I had to recommend. The name is Something Good Can Work by Shadowfire125. It's a fanfic of the LEGO Movie universe. The ship is Coppernauts, Bad Cop and Benny, and is set at the end of the first movie, but this time Good Cop never comes back, and Bad Cop has to deal with to live without help from his friendlier counterpart, and Benny will do anything to help his new friend adapt to his new life. So this is Something Good Can Work by Shadowfire125. 14 chapters, word count 11,767. It is part 2 of a series called Coppernauts. This series is a total of 4 parts, but I have only read the first 3 and the 4th is ongoing and it is massive. The first part is called Grace. It is 1 chapter, word count 1,521, and it is the getting together fic of the series. Part 3 is Betting on It. 1 chapter, word count 946, and it's the relationship reveal, where everybody already knows. The best kind of relationship reveal. So yes, you heard that right? The LEGO Movie fandom. Think about it. Is this a fandom you could ever have imagined yourself diving into? As soon as I saw this rec, I knew I had to go to there. This fic works. It's got a good balance of keeping in tone with the lighthearted essence that was the LEGO Movie, but also taking some of the realistic elements and some of the angst and actually following it through to create a really intriguing fic that meshes both of those elements together quite well. It's also one of those ships that the more you think about it, the more sense it makes. It goes far beyond, I like Benny, I like Bad Cop, I like them even more together. Instead, it actually makes a compelling case for why this could be a relationship that works. Everything is indeed awesome. So here we have a bad cop who is very much struggling with the loss of good cop and trying to come into himself and form a new identity as a good person. It's really interesting, and it deals with some of its themes surprisingly well. I say surprisingly because I know not everybody will be expecting a lot out of the LEGO Movie fandom. I'm sure some of you are still stunned that there is a LEGO Movie fandom. Although at this point, it really is more stunning when there isn't a fandom for something, at least for me. It's also saddening. Nothing sadder than going and looking for a good fic to find that no one has written anything. So yes, the LEGO Movie fandom, if you were intrigued, this is a good place to start. And it doesn't make you dwell on the fact that they're LEGO. Just throw that out of your mind. Let it go. Our second fic comes to us from Nessville. Okay, here's my rec. A moderately smutty one-shot from the Dragon Prince, Erebos/Viren, a ship that's on the rise post-season 2, which takes place after the second season, so canon knowledge aids the reading greatly. It's also a character study, so it isn't really PWP, and explores Viren's feelings towards the whole situation. But anyway, I'm rambling, so here's the link. This fic is Recidivism by Indefensible Self-Indulgence. 1 chapter, word count 5,378. Oh, the Dragon Prince fandom. As one of the commenters replying to this stated, it's interesting to dive in straight to a smut fic. For let me tell you, smut? Smut. Did I mention that there's smut? This fic is quasi-dark as well. It's got some Stockholm Syndrome vibes going on in this pairing. And as the record did recommend, it is a good idea to have watched the series. You don't have to, but you won't get the full impact of what's happening if you don't. Otherwise, it just reads as a very isolated prison fic. Yes, prison captivity fic. It will make you feel for Lord Viren. Also, there's been a lot of thirst for Erebos, so this just feeds into that perfectly. I have not seen Tumblr explode with that much thirst so quickly in a while. It was quite fun.
How long I have waited to hear the sound of another voice. How may I serve you?
He appeared in a mirror and Tumblr exploded. I don't know about all of you, but I get some Lotor vibes, but that's not a bad thing. In fact, some would argue that's a fantastic thing. So if you're interested in taking a look at this pairing of Erebos and Viren, then this is a fic for you. Again, smut, you have been warned. And the last fic. Yes, this week there are 3. Technically there were 5 if you count the other parts, but actually discussed 3 because announcement. I'll tell you in a minute. This rec comes from Gabriella Lasnik. Hello, I have a fic rec for the Yu-Gi-Oh fandom, and what I think is a somewhat rare pair, rival shipping, Yugi/Kaiba, not to be mistaken for pride shipping, Yami/Kaiba. It's called The Company You Keep, and the plot is basically that Kaiba has invited Yugi on a game tour around the world. They travel together, and in that time, get to know each other. Beautifully written. Yes, rival shipping. The Yu-Gi-Oh shipping fandom had such extra ship names and it was glorious. So here we're pairing Seto and Yugi, and the two of them do indeed come together as they travel around the world on a tour. It is so cliche, so tropey, and I love it. It's playing with, of course, that whole idea that all the characters need is some time alone together to really get to know each other without playing a children's card game, to realize that actually they have a lot in common. Kaiba is so extra in Yu-Gi-Oh! He's even more extra in the Japanese version. Yugi could potentially really calm him down. I'm here for that. This is The Company You Keep by Jack V. Briefs. 1 chapter, word count 7,085. The Yu-Gi-Oh fandom was a fascinating place, and it was a good time, and it's fun to revisit every now and again. Okay, so announcement time. Drum roll. I cut it, but I just did the dramatic YouTuber sigh, and it was embarrassing. So I'm gonna have to reduce the amount of times I do these. Instead of doing them every week, they are gonna happen every month. There are simply too many other obligations to juggle in my real life and my channel. For as much as I joke about it, I am not a YouTuber. I have several jobs, and I want to be able to dedicate time to the content that all of you want to see. And there's so many different things out there that can be made that I don't want to fall behind even more than I already am with some of the things that I promised years ago to STL Most Shippable with Season 8. It is really a thing, it's real in my head. So I want to make sure that I get the most content out there that the most people will enjoy. So we're going to be doing these once a month, and it'll make them even more special. So please don't think that it's going away, because it's not. I just want to have time to also finish all those great conversations and so many other things that you guys have sent to me and discussed with me, and there is so much coming. But alas, there are only so many hours in a day, as much as I wish there were more. I'm one of those people, if we could eliminate sleep, that would be perfect, and I would probably still take on too much. I was inspired to be introspective by all of those Your Assumption About Me videos. I don't know, they're really cathartic to watch. It's an intriguing trend, as much as some of the assumptions really hurt people's feelings. Also, if you're not aware, we do a lot of gaming streams on this channel, and I know they're not for everybody, but if you're the kind of person who enjoys that kind of thing, then please hop on over, because they are such great fun and you all make me laugh so hard. And I am planning to do a video discussing the link between X-Reader Fics, self-insert, and dating sim, so it's a good time. It's research, think of it that way. So thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to spend it discussing these fics with me. I always appreciate it, and do keep leaving your recs. I will see you all again on a Fic Rec Friday in a month, and it will be glorious. There are, as always, more videos coming soon, so if you haven't already, please do subscribe and hit that bell notification so that you never miss a vid. I will see you all again when I can, and until then, let's get to that outro. Bye-bye. This has been Shipper's Guide to the Galaxy. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Special thanks to all of my patrons, names on the side, for helping to make these videos possible. There are, as always, more videos coming soon, so until then, stay tuned, for there are as many ships out there as there are stars in the sky.